Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Knife channel. In this video we're going to preview round 16 of the 2024 NRL fantasy season. So as usual we'll use the first part of the video to have a look at the who's hot, who's not lists at the time of recording, Thursday afternoon. So Jaden Campbell is the number one trading target, and I do think that's a decent trade given that he does cover this week. He'll cover around 19 and 20. Offers a little bit of upside at the price. Break even of 16. Only available at wing fullback at the moment, but that might change in the coming weeks, which would be nice. Number two, Lehigh Hopewadi. I think that's how you say it. I just haven't heard his name said out loud. But negative 12 break even. Big score on the weekend. I guess similar to Campbell, plays this week but misses next week. So as long as you're not overstacked with South, Titans and Seagulls, you could absolutely get Hopewadi in this week and, get some of that cash. Ryan Pappenhausen, fairly priced, $5.73 for what he's capable of. I'd personally prefer to have a look. He doesn't play round 19 either, so he's one I'm going to skip on, but for those that are looking for a bit more of a pod, he could be a great option. Stefano Utikamano, I think if you're looking for a middle this week, he is up there amongst the best options. It doesn't offer the upside of a Fanua Blake or those sort, but, we'll just, crank out a solid 50 or thereabouts, what's he averaging, 40s, 50s, pumped out an 81 on the weekend. So they threw 206 running meters. So if you can get a bit of that action again, you'll be cheering. One you could definitely look at this week. Jerome Hughes, I think, is probably the best half option this week if you're looking for a premium keeper. I'm trying to keep my trades in reserve to get Hines and Cleary back. Damien Cook, I think, again, what we said about Campbell, Hopewadi, if you can cover around 17, I think he is a great trading option. A bit of a point of difference at hooker, but ever since I think it's Ben Hornby's taken over as coach at South there, he's Cook's game has flourished. James Tedesco, I think depending on his price, he might be a bit expensive for my liking. Yeah, 708 is not the worst. Break even at 37. A little bit of value, but the Bulldogs are a good defensive team, so I'm hoping that they can restrict him to that break even would be very nice. Max Plath obviously offers great coverage with the halves and the middle position. Good buy coverage as well, so as long as you're not overloaded on Dolphins, you can bring him in. And Fanua Blake, I think, is a keeper in the middle, so you can bring him in if you like. Jack Whiten, interesting half centre duel, playing 5'8", which means he's getting his hands on the ball a little bit more. But it's never been the most fantasy relevant. So it's someone that will cover the buys for you, but you'll probably want to trade him back out before the end of the season. Api Coruscant, I think you can bring in as a hooking option if you like. Fletcher Sharp, just wait a week. He's on the buy this week. Just bring him in next week. Farnworth, yep, decent. Bring him in. Kolomatangi, trade in. Fafita, absolutely. On the chopping block, Ruben Garrick, I'd suggest as a hold. He will miss the next 2 weeks, but he's probably a keeper after that. So you're wasting 2 trades to trade him out, trade him in. Armstrong, I think you can get rid of. Brayley is an interesting one. I could definitely see people getting rid of him, but after this week, he will cover the rest of the buys. So maybe, one of your last upgrades. Jack DeBellin, sort of that tier below premium, so I think you can get rid of him. Harry Grant, I think you hold. He hasn't been, hands down the best hooker this season, but he is still up there in the conversation, so I think you just hold him. Atkinson, looks like he's out of the team now that Trindle and Hines are back to full fitness, so probably you can cut. Tuolangi out for a while, cut him. Finifuaki has done his job for us, cut him. Jermaine Hopgood, if you can hold, I'd suggest holding, but there's a lot of money there for a player that's not available at the moment, so it's up to you. Kai Pearce-Paul, I think, is a hold. I think he'll play next week and then cover the rest of the buys, unless my mail I haven't updated. Haven't heard the updates. Blaze Talangi, he's probably sort of peaked in price for now, so you could move on if you wanted to. Jack Cole, I think, yep, you can get out of that. Xavier Wilson, you could hold. He's going to be useful in round 19, but I guess if you're looking to bring in a number this week and he is the one you want to get rid of, it's probably fine. Eero, I think you can get rid of or you can hold. Again, it just depends on what you've got to cover this week. And Brendan Piakura, sort of, copy and paste what I said about Xavier Wilson. So, in terms of my trades this week, I haven't really deviated from the plan I talked about in the round review. So, I've just gone ahead and sort of rejigged the team. So, I've got everywhere covered except for hooker. And so, my top trade out target in my team is Fini Fuiaki. And I've got a lot of cash, so I'm going to bring in Jeremy Marshall King. So basically, I've got him, Plath, Aitken. So I've got 3 out in round 18. It's a little bit dicey, but I think I'll be okay. So if I lock that trade in, it gives me 13 this week. All right, so obviously anyone on the bench is only going to be an emergency cover. So assuming the 13 I've got here play, then I'm set. Saving some trades, so I've got 6 trades plus the 8 that are coming up in round 20. So I can really hit round 19 hard. I think I'm at about 10 players currently. We'll have a look in the round preview when it sort of updates, or sorry, the round review when it updates my team and all that sort of thing in the buy planner on Fantasy Stats website. So I guess just then captain, vice captain options. Fafita is always in the conversation given his price point. Vanilla Blake, I do like as a bit of a safer type option. So much so that I think he's going to be the captain this week. And then vice captain, I think it's landed on KO Weeks, and I do like that as a choice. Up against the Tigers, whose defence isn't fantastic. Doing a lot of kick meters and stuff. Seen his ability to break the line, and that speed he's got is pretty deadly. So we'll back him in with the vice captain, but I think Fanel Blake will do a solid job. There might be someone who sort of jumps up out of the ground, but we'll cop Fanel Blake's score. Hopefully, he can get a bit of meat against the Titans. But yeah, that's the team as it sits. Obviously, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the NRL fantasy content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.